Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in the hadith, that whenever a group of people, they come to the masjid, so they study the words of Allah and they get the Islamic knowledge, we mentioned that Allah will grant them 4 things. So if you still remember, just share with me. We said that Allah will grant them 4 things. After this session, we will be granted for 4 things. Number 1, إِلَّا نَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّكِينَةِ. Allah will give them the contemplation and the inner peace. وَحَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. The angels will surround them. وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِنْدَهُ. Then Allah will mention them in His group. إِلَّا نَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّكِينَةِ. And number 4, وَغَشِيَتْهُمُ الرَّحْمَةِ. They will be showered by the mercy of Allah. So 4 things we get every time that we come together to get the Islamic knowledge, whether it was for studying the Quran or the hadith, means the statements of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one of the things that also it has to be clear when we talk about Riyad Al-Salheen. Of course, alhamdulillah, we have spent long time talking about Riyad Al-Salheen till we reached to page number 290, almost like 300 pages. And alhamdulillah, we got lots of benefits from studying the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Each chapter, it deals with different topic. And it seems like you are entering to the garden of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he has lots of flowers and roses, different flowers, and each one of them has different smell. And today's topic is related to our concept to this life, how Islam looks to this dunya. And when we say dunya, that means this world, this life, our life, how Islam looks to the reality of the life. And also Islam encourages us not to have a desire in this world, not to think that we are living forever, because the reality of this life, that we are going to die. Every living being is going to die, and that's a reality. No one can deny this. Even the atheists, even those who does not have any belief by any sort, by any kind in God, they cannot deny the reality of this life, that it will last forever. It will not last forever, and no one will live, for forever. And when it comes to the reality of this life and the reality that we are going to die, we have to answer this question. Do you know when exactly are you going to die? Nobody knows. But I told you before, we as human beings, and that makes no difference between Muslims or Christians or other people, that we have this scenario. I don't know who invented this scenario, but it's a scenario in our minds that, you know what, I will not die now. I'm still young. I have a lot to do. I will get a job, then I will marry, then I will get children. I will raise them up and they will get married, and I will see my grandchildren. And then, I will enjoy my life, having a nice car, a very luxury car and a nice boat. And then when I reach up to 90 or 90 something, then I will get sick in the hospital, and then I will die in peace. Is that right?
No.
I mean, is that the scenario? That's the same scenario that all of us have. It's kind of stereotyping. And you know what? And I noticed this. People hate to somebody talks about death. If someone is talking about death, they want him to finish quickly. They don't like talking about death. And subhanAllah, it's the reality. It's a reality of us. And not only this, the other point I noticed that whenever you talk with somebody about death, he will tell you, I'm not ready yet. So whether if he is 50, I'm not ready yet. 60, I'm not ready yet. 80, I'm not ready yet. 90, I'm not ready yet. So when are you going to be ready for death? Nobody likes death. And that's the case. And subhanallah, it's a certain moment. We don't know when it will happen, when it will carry on, when it will take place. The time, the moment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in the destiny, He destined that you will die at that moment. Yes, it's, you don't know where and when and how. You don't know. It's a certain time that you will, as I told you before, the Quran says everyone has like a cover over his eyes. You can see only this life. But what about other lives? You cannot see. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Qaf, فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. When it comes to death, we will uncover. We will remove the cover from your eyes. Then you will start seeing different creatures, different things. You will see the angel of death. You will see the group of the angel of death. So he does not come alone. He has his own group. They are assisting and helping him to take the soul out of the body. So that is the case. It's one moment. You don't know how many people have died while they are young. The Imam, our brother Imam Latif, who passed away, yes, like 5 days ago. He's so young. You know his age? Almost 41 years old. And subhanallah, he passed away. Like 2 days ago, I had an announcement for somebody in Tampa, I think so. He passed away in his 20s. And why? You don't know. I don't know. Maybe we sleep, I sleep. One night, I do not wake up. We don't know that we might die. For sometimes for reasons, and sometimes without reason, without anything. You know, when the angel of the death, Allah gave him the mission to take the souls of people. In some of the narrations, he said to Allah with that meaning, oh Allah, they will hate me. They will dislike me when they know that I'm the person who is taking their souls or the souls of the beloved ones. Then Allah said, I will create for death reasons. So they will stick with the reasons, not with you. You got it? They will think only about the reasons why the brother died. He had heart attack. He had cancer. He had corona. He had so and so, you know? But we have that proverb. It's called تعددت الأسباب والموت واحد. Allahu Akbar. Hajj Mu'tasim. So we have that proverb. It says we have many reasons for death, but it's only one death, one type. We don't have many types of death. So it's just the diseases that we have. Somebody died in accident. They are just reasons, but it's a reason so we can mention them when we talk about somebody. And you know the reality that when we sleep every night, actually it's a minor death. Our sleep each night, it's a minor death. Why is that? Because during your sleep, you are not aware of anything going on. Number two, you lose the track of the time. So can you, while you are sleeping, knowing that it's now 3:30, 4:15, you know that? That's why when you wake up, you hurry up to see the time. Then when you see the time, you figure out how many hours did you sleep. Otherwise, you will not realize. And you remember, Yes, you remember the people of the cave. That's the example I was about to say. The people of the cave, they slept 309 years. And when they woke up, they asked them, do you know how many hours, how many days did you sleep? They said, يوما أو بعض يوم, maybe one day or some of a day. But they slept 309 years. That's the case. So it's called minor death. That's why, what's the sunnah when we wake up? When we wake up, the sunnah, the word sunnah means the way of the life of the Prophet. The sunnah is when we wake up to praise Allah and to say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi an-nushur. Praise be to Allah, the one who resurrected us after our death, and surely we will return to him. That's a reality. But again, you have a lot of people, they are hating you when you talk about death. But look at how Islam talked about our perspective to this life. Islam told us we came to this life to pass the test. So life is nothing but test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number two, we will not live forever. We will not live for eternity. No one will live for eternity. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, my ummah, my nation, the average of their life means the average of the life from the time of the Prophet Muhammad till the day of judgment, it will be between 60 and 70. That's the average. You have people more, you have people less. So if that is the reality, so how Islam gives us or encourages us to look at this life? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated that in the hadith, and really it's very short hadith, but it tells us about how we should look at this dunya. He said, لو كانت الدنيا تعدل, in a narration تزن, we have both narrations. لو كانت الدنيا تعدل عند الله جناح بعوضة ما سقى كافرا منها شربة ماء. If this life equals in the sight of Allah as a wing of mosquito, a wing of mosquito, he will never give a sip of water to a disbeliever. So just imagine, I told you, I'm sorry I will use the names, so that will be so easy, inshallah, and they will not get mad at me. Caden and Jordan, if I told you that both of them are fighting to get a mosquito, so how do you act? How do you react? You know, both of them are fighting to get a mosquito, and they are hitting each other. They are pushing each other. You know, for what? To get a mosquito. You will laugh at them. You will say, you know, you are crazy. That's insane. How could you fight for a mosquito? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, this dunya, this life, not only equal a mosquito, no, a wing of mosquito. Even it's not equal to a wing of mosquito. So how could you find people nowadays are fighting? They are fighting, they are cheating, they are having grudge and hatred for this life. For what? You are not living forever. It's a short time. So why you are hating your brother, your sister for this life? And we see people, subhanallah, they are in their work and they try to do plots against each other. Why? Because I wanted to get his position. I wanted to get his salary. I wanted to be like him. And they are fighting, they are cheating. They became more greedy to get this life, to get what's equal, less than a wing of mosquito. That's the case. Because think about this. Imagine if you have, I will not say who is the richest in the world right now, but imagine if I told you, you got a person who is a billionaire. That person passed away. So what will he take with him? What will he take with him to the grave? Nothing. Nothing, literally nothing. He will not get any benefit from what he had in his grave. That's why the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, when you die, when you pass away, all your deeds will come to an end. You will not get anything except for three things. The first one is the continuous charity. Number two, knowledge. People can get benefit from it after your death. And number three, a pious and righteous son will supplicate, will make dua on behalf of you. These are the three things that could benefit you after your death. Other than those, nothing. Nothing. If you have palaces, if you have cars, I have heard before a person who passed away and he had the wasiyah, he had his will, you know, that put my car in my grave. And they made a big hole, you know, in the ground to put his car with him on in the grave, and they did. And you know what? And the first question came to my mind when I saw this. So what is he going to do with the car? Did somebody tell him that in the hereafter we have cars? So what about if he lost gas? You know, so how could he drive his car? It's insane. And not only in this time, but think about the pharaohs. So what did they believe in? What did they believe in? They believed that they will use their gold, their money, their equipment, you know, the silver and everything when they wake up. No, you will get nothing. You will get nothing. That's a reality. So now, how do you look at this life? How is your perspective to this life? Islam said that if you have money, if you are in a good position, if you have something, you need to work and strive in this life. Work to be a better person. Work hard to achieve a good life. But again, all what you will do, it has to be within the frame of halal. So you need money, you need to work with something halal to get halal money. Then you spend it on a halal way. So get the halal source and spend it on the halal way. That's the concept. Do not forget your portion from this life. What's your portion? What's your portion? Huh? Your portion is to enjoy in this life. Your portion is to spend good time. And my speech is not to give yourself bad time, hard time, to be under depression and not to enjoy and wait your death in the graveyard or the cemetery. I'm waiting for my death here. No, that's not my point. My point is that let this life, let the wealth, let the money, let the fame, let the name, let everything be in your hand, not in your heart. Do not be so attached, so connected to wealth and money to the point that you sell your religion, you sell yourself, you sell your dignity, you sell your traditions, you sell your, principles to get money. How many people that you know or you met, they sell their bodies to get money? You have a lot of people. You have a lot of people. They need to get money, whether from halal or haram, it does not matter. I wanted just to get money, you know? So that's the case. The concept of this life that you are living here, the main priority is that I'm here to worship Allah and I wanted to pass my test. Beside that, or next to that, I could enjoy my life by having good car, all what I'm talking about from the halal one. Good car, nice house, get, you know, the good family, enjoy with your wife, enjoy with the time with your children, play with them, have fun with them, you know, play, like spend good time with them. But again, it has to be in a halal way. That's the only thing. Because after a short time, like imagine, I will not, because it's a question that you might feel embarrassed when we ask somebody about his age, you know, no, they wanted to hide, especially women, you know, one of the rules in this life, do not ask women about their age. You will be in trouble, okay? So imagine if you are 60, and I will give you just example. If I told you right now, could you please tell me about how was the 60 years of your life? And then we will have the stopwatch. So could you think like in how many minutes you could tell us about your life? 60 years. You can summarize them in some shots. It will not take more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes, even 1 hour. 1 hour. What will you remember? Because of course you will miss a lot of things. You will miss a lot of things. So 60 years, you summarize them in 1 hour. And right now, while I'm talking, remember how very fast the 60 years passed. You feel like it was yesterday. It's the blink of an eye. That passed very quickly. And now you ask yourself, am I 60 years old? Am I 65 years old? I didn't feel it. I didn't feel. And the same happens when we die. It will be our life, the whole life will be like as a blink of an eye. Imagine after your death and when you wake up from your grave and you will live for eternity, inshallah, in Jannah, the 60 or 70 or 90 years, that would be nothing. You will remember that would be nothing at all. That's why the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described this in such an amazing way. In such an amazing way. He said, Mali walid dunya. What have I do? What I need to do with this dunya? What I need to do with this life? Ma ana wa dunya, my example. And this life is like a person who took a rest, or another narration, illa karakib. I'm like a rider who took a rest under the shade of the tree, or sorry, under the tree for its shade, then he left. Look at that expression. Like our life and the time in our life, it seems like this example. A rider who stopped by the tree and he sat for rest to get the shade of the tree and he left. Imagine the rider is a traveler. He's not resident. And number two, the shade will not stop. The shade also is moving. So you are moving and the shade is moving. So nothing will stop for you. And sometimes we think that we are something in this life. Like, if I died, everything is going to stop. Like we have that, impression that it would be something huge happen. No, nothing. Not how many nations, how many like previous nations have passed away and they died. Nothing happened. Nothing. I am just a number. I am just a number in this life. But in the sight of Allah, I'm a Muslim. I'm in a special rank. I am the servant of Allah. That's how do you feel. But in this life, you are just a number. Nothing more than this. If you died tonight, the sun will rise tomorrow. People will go to their jobs. They will eat and drink. They will play. They will sleep. And they will remember you for how long? 1 week, 2 months, 1 year, and then what? Then what? Yeah. They will forget you. They will forget. They will say, oh, wow, we have a brother here. May Allah shower him with his mercy. That's it. Nothing. It's not a big issue, like to pass, to die. But the issue is, are you ready to die? That's the case. If Allah is going to ask you tomorrow about your deeds, are you ready for the answers? So how do we look to this dunya? Wallahi, sometimes we are stick with this dunya to the point that we forget that we have hereafter. All what we think is how to get money, how to be in a good shape. And you know what? Part of our nature as a human being, that we are not get satisfied, that we are not feeling content. Like we have the hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ said, "Inna likulli ummatin fitna." Every nation has a trial, and the trial of my ummah is wealth. That's the real trial. That's the real trial. That's the real fitna for my ummah is wealth. لو كان لابن آدم واديا لتمنى أن يكون له واديان. If you have a valley full of gold, you will wish to have 2 valleys. You will wish to have double. Sometimes you say, oh, I wish if I have $1,000. Wow, I wish if I have that iPhone. That would be my dream. Wow, I will achieve all my dreams if I get that laptop. If I get this car, if I have Lexus, if I have Lamborghini, if I have Mercedes, that will, I made it. I don't need anything. And then when you get the iPhone, that is what I was so thrilled to get it. No. I wanted something more. If you was asking for 100,000, when you get them, no. I wanted more. If you want 1 million, I wanted 2. If you want 1 billion, I wanted 2. That's the reality. Don't think that you will reach to a limit to say, you know what, that's enough. Nobody is saying enough. Nobody. I challenge you that you found somebody, he's getting more and more, and he says, you know what, that's enough. No one. Because it's our nature. We need more. We need more. Sometimes we claim that, you know what, I'm satisfied because you don't have right now. But when you start to get the greedy part in yourself, it will appear. Sometimes when you have nothing, you say, no, you know what, I'm satisfied. I don't need anything because you don't have the opportunity. Once you get the opportunity, imagine, like, I need to be honest, please, not just for the lecture wise. If you have like Bill Gates right now, and he told you, you know what, that's my signature on the check. Put the number that you like. Could you give me a rough number? No, not $1. No, but just be realistic, you know. No formalities here, you know. We are talking about to be real. Could you give me number? Like if you have the check now, right now, and he told you just put the number. Huh? As many as I can fill. That is the answer. That is the answer. You have a special case here. But you know, you put just all what you do, you put zeros, you know, on the right side, not left one, you know, so that would be counted. So that's the case. So that our reality, so Islam is encouraging us how to look at this life. Do not show the desire in this life, because having that desire in this life, it may lead you to follow the steps of the shaitan to get the haram. But you know what? Sometimes we get tricked by people, by our brothers. Like, you know, I saw brother Abdul Basit has a new car. So what I need now? To get a car like his car or better than his car. I saw Hajj Barakat, for example, he got a good house. I need to get better than his house. So we started to compete each others in this life. But what about if I heard that Hajj Wajdi, for example, memorized the entire Quran? You know what? May Allah protect him, may Allah accept from him, but I cannot do it. I cannot make it, you know? That's the case. But Allah said in the Quran, in the religion, in your relationship with Allah, you should compete each others. I told you before about the first row, the first line in the masjid, in the congregation prayer. It has a special rank, special status that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna Allah yanzuru ila as-saff al-awwal." Allah looks at the first row. That's why the companions used to compete each others to stand in the first row. Tomorrow night they will fight. we have first aid in the masjid. So if somebody gets injured, we are ready, you know. So like competing each others, like Brian, for example, memorized the first 7 verses in the Quran. So what about me? I should memorize them. I have a brother who memorized the hadith. I need to memorize more hadith than him. That's the real competition. That's the real, you know, but to compete each others for dunya, to fight each others for the mosquito, the wing of mosquito that I mentioned, it does not work. It does not work. The hereafter is better and it will last. It will last forever. That's the meaning of the chapter 55. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Allahumma ameen. And of course, we have a lot of hadith in this, a lot of ahadith in this chapter, but I think for the time wise, I think that is enough. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. Allahumma ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from each and every one of us. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Yeah. MashaAllah, brother Fazal, Jazakallahu khairan, Habibi. Barakallahu feek. He has a question. We said, أَوَّلَدٌ صَالِحٌ يَدْعُ لَهُ, that all your deeds will come to an end, except for, you forgot, right? Should we repeat the lecture again so we can stay for Fajr? Sadaqah, charity, knowledge, and righteous son. Okay, it might be my mistake in the translation. The hadith said, because the brother said, what about if he has a daughter, not son? Okay. That's a good question. The hadith is saying waladun or waladun. Walad could be for both son and daughter. Okay, child, a pious child, whether he was a son or daughter, both of them, alhamdulillah, we do not have any differentiation between the son and the daughter. All of them are equal in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullahu khairan, barakallahu fikum. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. Allahumma ameen, ya rabbal alameen. Barakallahu li wa lakum في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من آيات والذكر الحكيم. I can inshallah see all the brothers and sisters, mashallah, Dr. Siddiqui, brother Muhammad Nasruddin, sister Azima, sister Bibi Krishnan, and Bibi Aisha, Khadija Adnan, Bibi Jamil, Imtiaz Khan, Ahmed Ali, sister Brenda, brother Zaf Zabal, Shaliz Ad-Din, Din Ibrahim, brother Mutia, mashallah, for the second day, mashallah, sister Mizan, brother Khadr Hassan Khan, may Allah bless him. We are missing you, brother, so much. Sister Fifi, brother Fazal, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him, bless his wife, and bless his children. And mashallah, the good surprise that I have my wife is watching me from Egypt, mashallah. That's a good surprise here. You see, alhamdulillah that I didn't say any other words, alhamdulillah. Otherwise, I would be in trouble. Alhamdulillah, she will, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khairan, barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.